Hello friends, and welcome to my online version of 50 North's Gentle Yoga class. I'm so happy that you're here. If we've not met before in person, my name is Ingrid, and I just have a couple of short announcements that I want to share with you today. First of all, since I can't see you, we're not together in person, it will be your responsibility to protect yourself as we go through the poses. So just be mindful of how your body is feeling and never push yourself past your edge. And your edge is that place where you feel a nice stretch, but no pain. If you're feeling pain, you're pushing yourself too far. And if we ever come to a pose that is just not comfortable at all for you, then just take yourself into a pose that does work for you. Maybe that's child's pose, or maybe that's just lying flat on your back like you're in Shavasana. Whatever works for your body, that's what you will do. So I just have a little piece of literature that was written by Rachel Brathen, and it's called The Goal of Yoga. The yoga pose is not the goal. Becoming flexible is not the goal. Standing on your hands is not the goal. The goal is to create space where you were once stuck, to unveil the layers of protection you've built around your heart, to appreciate your body and become aware of the mind and the noise it creates, to make peace with who you are. The goal is to love you. Come to your yoga mat to feel, not to accomplish. Shift your focus and your heart will grow. Now, if you don't have a yoga mat, that is just fine. If you've brought a blanket out or a towel out, whatever works for you. Even if you're on carpeting, you don't really need anything. So the luxury we have with this program is that because it's pre-recorded, you can always stop in the middle somewhere and go get yourself whatever you need, and then just come back and resume. So with that being said, let us begin. So bring yourself into a comfortable seat, whatever that feels like for you. Just relax your body, let your shoulders melt away from your ears. Just rest your hands on your knees, on your thighs, wherever they're comfortable. And just gently close your eyes and take a deep breath through your nose and sigh the breath out. Feel your body melt. We'll do that one more time. Take a deep inhale through your nose. Sigh the breath out of your mouth. And then just bring yourself into this time, in this space, with the focus being on your breath for the time being. And we'll do a relaxation breath, a breath that de-stresses your body. So keep your eyes closed if that works for you. Take a nice inhale to the count of 4, and then pause to the count of 4. Exhale to the count of 4, and again pause to the count of 4. And just continue to cycle through that. Inhaling to the count of 4, pausing to the count of 4, exhaling to the count of 4, and pausing to the count of 4. are currently on. And then just resume what is natural, normal breathing for you. And just take a brief moment to set an intention for your practice today. So an intention is what brought you to your yoga class today. What is it that you wish to receive from this practice? It can be physical, emotional, or spiritual. Or you can honor someone that needs some positive energy flowing towards them through the universe. You can honor them with your practice if you so choose. So on your next exhale, gently bring your chin to your chest, creating some space in your upper spine, into your neck. And take some nice breaths into that area of your body. And on your next inhale, slowly bring your head back to neutral and then tip it back just far enough where you get a nice opening in your throat area. And again, take some nice breaths focused into that area of your body. So on your next inhale, bring your head back to neutral. And as you exhale, lean your right ear towards your right shoulder, just making sure that your shoulder isn't reaching up towards your ear, just keeping your shoulders nice and relaxed. And then bring the fingertips of your left hand onto the floor beside you, so creating a nice stretch into that side of your neck, into the shoulder. Just take some nice breaths here. Next inhale, slowly bring your head back to neutral. And then as you exhale, let your left ear lean toward your left shoulder. Bring the fingertips of your right hand onto the floor beside you. Again, creating some nice space. Take some nice breaths here. Next inhale, slowly bring yourself up to neutral. Then as you take your next inhale, reach your arms out and up, lengthening your spine, bringing your gaze up towards the sky. And then as you exhale, just letting your hands float down to the earth. And let's do that one more time. Inhale, reaching your arms out and up. And exhale, letting your hands float down. Let's take one more inhale up, reaching to the sky. Then as you exhale, lean to your right. Bring your right hand to the floor beside you and reach your left arm over the top to get a nice stretch in that left side body. And just take some breaths focused into that left side body. Feel your ribs expand and contract. Then inhale, coming back up to center. And then exhale, lean to your left. Big opening in that right side body this time. Take some nice breaths. On your next inhale, bring yourself back to center. And then release your legs. Let them be long in front of you. Flex your feet, pull your toes towards your body. And again, let's take an inhale, reach your arms up. And then hinging at the hips, keeping your back straight and in line, just hinge forward. And when you find that edge, let your hands just float down to your legs. Just feel a nice stretch down the backs of your legs into your lower back. Just take some nice breaths here. And on your next exhale, round your back down. Tip your chin towards your chest. Reach further down your legs. Soften your knees. Flex your feet. And feel the stretch all the way up your back. On your next inhale, slowly draw your hands up your legs. Roll your shoulders back. And then go ahead and bend your right knee. And bring your right foot to the outside of your left knee. Again, lengthen your spine. Inhale, reaching up. And as you exhale, twist to your right. And then just bring your left hand onto your right knee. Your right hand behind your back, and gaze around to look over your right shoulder. And take some nice breaths here. On your next inhale, slowly bring yourself back to center. And then uncross your legs, bend your left knee, bring that left foot to the outside of your right knee, and then lengthen, inhale, and exhale, twist to your left. And again, place your arm around that left knee, gaze over that left shoulder, and take some nice breaths. And release, uncross those legs, maybe stretch them out. And then bend both knees and bring yourself into what we call tabletop position. And so if you have a blanket that you'd like to place underneath your knees for a little extra padding, go ahead and do that now. Otherwise, bring your knees underneath your hips, the tops of your feet onto the mat, your hands directly underneath your shoulders with your fingers spread. So feeling the knuckles on those fingers pushing into the mat. And on your next inhale, let your belly reach towards the mat and curl up your tailbone and your head, bringing yourself into cow pose. And then as you exhale, push the middle of your spine up towards the sky. Tuck under your chin and your tailbone as you exhale. And then as you inhale, bring yourself back into cow pose. And just move here with your breath. Inhaling into cow, exhaling into cat. And we'll do a couple more sets. And finish the set that you're on and come back into neutral spine. And from here, reach your right leg back. Come onto the toes of that right foot. And then as you exhale, push your heel back. Really stretch that right leg. Inhale, come back on your toes. again, moving with your breath. Exhale, push your heel. Inhale, coming up on your toes. Let's do 2 more of those. And finish the one that you are on. And then as you're ready, float that leg up behind you, flex your foot. So bring your leg at about hip height. And then as you're ready, reach forward with your left arm. So your gaze should continue to be down at the mat. Your spine is straight. Your core is holding you in place. Take some nice breaths here. And then your next exhale, release back down to your mat. Reposition yourself as needed, and then go ahead and reach back with that left leg. Come onto the toes of your left foot. And then as you exhale, push that heel back. And inhale, coming up on your toes. And exhale, pushing back with the heel. Inhale, coming back on the toes. Just do that a couple more times. And then finish the set that you're on. And then go ahead and float that left leg up behind you. Flex your foot. Gaze down at the mat. Nice straight spine. And then as you're ready, reach forward with your right arm. Really pushing back with the heel, reaching forward with that arm. Take some breaths. And release. So from here, go ahead and walk your hands forward and bring yourself down onto your belly. And then bring your arms, your forearms forward so that your elbows are underneath your shoulders, coming into Sphinx pose. And so you'll feel this in your lower back. And if this is too much for your lower back, you can walk your arms forward, bringing yourself lower. Or you can bring your hands by your shoulders. Whatever works the best for your body. And just take some nice breaths here. So on your next exhale, slowly bring yourself down onto the mat. And then bring your hands by your, actually let's bring our hands into goalpost arms. So that means your elbows are even with your shoulders and your forearms are on the floor, your fingers are spread. And come onto your left cheek. And then go ahead and just slide your knee up so that it's even with your hip. And then let your toes face to the right. And just take a few breaths here. And slowly straighten that right leg. And then turn onto your right cheek. And then draw your left knee up until it's even with your left hip. And your toes of your left foot are facing to the left. Take some nice breaths here. Slowly release that leg back to center. Bring your hands by your shoulders and then slowly push yourself back up into that tabletop position. And we'll give a little stretch to our shoulders. So on an inhale, reach up with that right arm. And then as you exhale, thread that right arm underneath your left, coming down onto your right shoulder and the right side of your head. And feel the stretch on the back of your shoulder. Continue to breathe. On an inhale, bring yourself back into that tabletop position. Then as you're ready, inhale, reaching up with that left arm. Exhale, bring that arm underneath, thread it through, come down onto your left side of your face, left shoulder. I'll turn around and show you what it looks like the opposite way. And take some nice breaths. Slowly bring yourself back into that tabletop position. And from here, just slowly bring yourself back towards your heels, coming into an extended child's pose here. And then reach your arms forward, bring your head down. And if this at all hurts your knees, just don't come up as far. Take the pose where it works the best for you. Maybe melting heart is better for you. So from here, slowly walk your hands over to the right edge of the mat and then stack your left hand on top, and then push your left hip out sideways, getting a really big stretch down that whole left side body. Take some breaths. And then slowly walk your hands across the mat to the other side. Push the right hip out this time. Take some breaths. And come back to center as you're ready. And bring yourself back into that tabletop. And then curl your toes under and push up into downward facing dog. So your feet about hip width apart or whatever feels the best to you. Your head, your ears are framed by your arms. You're pushing forward with your hands. Your hips are reaching towards the sky. Your heels are pushing back. Take some nice breaths here. So on your next inhale, bring yourself up on your toes. Exhale, push back with your heels. And do that one more time. Inhale, up on your toes. Exhale, push back with your heels. And then just begin to paddle out your feet. ready, slowly walking your hands back towards your feet, bend your knees, and come into a forward fold, a ragdoll position. So just let your arms hang, or hold opposite elbows. So let your belly rest on your thighs. And if you need to bend your knees to do that, go ahead and do that. Just take some nice breaths. Let your head hang free. And maybe move around a little bit, twist around. Or just move your weight from one leg to the other. So if you're holding opposite elbows, release your hands. And on your next inhale, just slowly draw your hands up your legs, coming up to standing one vertebra at a time. And then roll your shoulders back and away from your ears. On your next inhale, reach your arms out and up. Bring your palms together, interlace your fingers, except your index finger. And as you exhale, lean to the right. Total body side stretch here. Take some breaths. Inhale, come back to center. Exhale, lean to the left. Coming back up. Release your hands, face your palms forward, and then lean back. Take some breaths in your standing back bend. And inhale, come back to center. Exhale, bring your hands to heart center. And we'll take a tree pose here. So just bring your feet about hip width apart or just stand comfortably. And find something to focus on, something behind me. There are a few objects back there that you can look at and gaze upon. And then as you're ready, shift your weight onto that left leg. Spread the toes on that left foot. Feel the whole bottom of that foot. And then as you're ready, kickstand your right foot. So bringing the toes onto your mat, the heel onto your leg. And if it works for you, just begin to slide that right leg up, that right foot up, your leg. Just bringing it to where it's comfortable. If it's the most comfortable for you, just staying in the kickstand, then that's where you should stay. And as you're ready, you can grow some branches on your tree. Take some breaths. Slowly bring your hands together and exhale, release your hands back to heart center and your leg. And just walk out your legs, march out your legs, give them a little shake if that would feel good to you. And then as you're ready, root that left or the right foot down this time. Spread the toes on your right foot. Find your object that you were focusing on, your drishti. And then as you're ready, kickstand that left foot. And again, if this is the best place for you today, then that's where you should stay. Or you can play around with sliding the sole of your foot up your right leg and maybe growing some branches on your tree. Take some breaths. your legs out a little bit if that would feel good to you. So let's do a couple of half salutations here. So feet about hip width apart or wherever they're comfortable to you. And on your next inhale, reach your arms out and up. And as you exhale, fold forward. On your inhale, come up halfway with a straight, flat back. Exhale, fold forward again. Inhale, sweep your arms out and up this time, coming up to standing. Exhale, hands to heart center. We'll do that one more time. Inhale, reaching out and up. And then swan diving down. Exhale. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, sweep your arms out and up. And exhale, bring your hands to heart center. And so from here, come to the back of your mat. And you're going to step forward with your right leg. So you're going to place your back foot, your left foot, so that your front heel is towards the arch of that back foot. And then you're going to bend into that forward knee. And then you're going to reach forward with your right arm, back with your left, and just peek back behind you to see if that back arm is just as high as the front. So warrior two pose, gaze through the fingers of that forward hand. Really reach those arms, the right arm forward, the back arm back. Make your legs strong. Take some breaths. So on an inhale, flip that front hand over and reach it up. Let your left hand land onto your left leg. Come into reverse warrior. Just gazing up at that extended arm if that works for you. Don't forget to keep that bend in that forward knee, that right knee. Take some breaths. So on your next exhale, come back to that warrior two. Bend that right elbow and bring it to your right knee. And then sweep your left arm up and over, reaching towards the corner of where your ceiling and your wall comes together. So creating a diagonal line with that left arm and left leg. Extended side angle pose. So gazing to the left and keeping your head in line with the rest of your spine. Take some breaths. On your next inhale, bring yourself back into that warrior two. And this time straighten that front leg. We'll take a triangle pose. So reach forward with that right arm and then rotate your body down, coming down into a triangle pose. So your shoulders should be stacked, reaching your right arm up towards the sky and your right arm to the inside of your right leg, just kind of resting there. Take some breaths. On your next inhale, just go ahead and start to bend that front knee and come back into your warrior two pose. Release your arms and step forward. Just roll your shoulders, wiggle out your legs. And I'll turn around. You can stay the way you are. And we'll come into warrior two on the opposite side. So this time left foot is forward, right leg is back. Heel to arch. Bending into that front knee. So look down at that knee and make sure it's up above your ankle and not tending in or out. And then as you're ready, bring your arms into position. So left arm reaching forward, right arm reaching back. And really stretch those arms long. Make your legs strong. Gaze through the fingers of that left hand. Take some breaths. So flip over that left hand, and on an inhale, bring yourself into reverse warrior. And slowly bring yourself back into that warrior two. And this time bend that left elbow, bring it to your left knee, and then sweep your right arm up and over, coming into that extended side angle pose. Take some breaths. Slowly bring yourself back into that warrior two. Straighten that front knee. Reach forward. And then come down into triangle pose. Take some breaths. Slowly bend that front knee. Come back into that warrior two position. Release your arms. Step forward onto your mat. So we'll do some cloud salutations here today. And to do that, you're going to inhale your arms up. Exhale, bring your hands to heart center. And so the next inhale you take, you're going to float your right knee up and push your arms up. Exhale, bring your hands back to heart center, release that right leg. And then inhale the left. Just moving with your breath. Inhale. Bringing the knee and your hands up. Exhale, bringing them down, and switch sides. So we'll do one more. And finish the set that you're on, finishing with the left side, and then come back just to a casual neutral stance, hands at heart center. Take an inhale up. We'll do another half salutation. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, sweep your arms out and up. And exhale, bring your hands to heart center. So bring yourself to the top of your mat. And we'll slowly go through a sun salutation A. So as you're ready, inhale, reaching your arms out and up. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, halfway lift. exhale, plant your hands down on your mat and step back into a plank position. Now if it's too hard or too much for you to be on your toes and your hands, just bring your knees down to the mat and take your pose there. Take some breaths. And then as you're ready, bring your knees down. And again, bring yourself all the way down to your mat. And we'll work on our locust pose here. And so on your next inhale, just float your chest and your head up. And take some breaths. And on your next exhale, just release down. Take a couple of breaths. And then as you're ready, on an inhale, float your chest and your head up again, and this time add your legs. Take some breaths. And on an exhale, bring yourself back down. Again, take a couple of breaths here. And as you inhale next, float your chest and your head, your legs, and this time add your arms into airplane arms. And take some breaths. And release. Take some breaths. And then as you're ready, bring your hands by your shoulders. Slowly bring yourself back up into that tabletop position. Curl your toes under and come back into that downward facing dog. Take some breaths here. Paddle out your legs. Here, bring your knees down to the mat again, and then step your right leg forward. So coming into a low lunge. You can bring your arms up if that feels okay to you, or you can just rest your hands on your thigh in the front. Take some nice breaths here. So on your next exhale, bring your hands down to the floor. Keep your heel planted where it is and just rock back. Straighten that front leg, coming into a half split. Flex your front foot. Take some breaths. That foot forward. I'm going to turn so I can come front ways towards you. Then bring your hands to the inside of that forward foot. So your foot should be even so that your knee and your ankle are stacked one over the other. And so lizard pose. And so from here, your option is to let that knee come open, only if that feels okay to you. And another option is to bring yourself down onto your forearms, or just work on it a little bit. Maybe you can just bend your elbows a little bit, bring yourself lower. Whatever feels the best to your body. Take some breaths. And so if you are down on your forearms, come back onto your hands, bring that knee up, and then send that leg back behind you. Readjust, coming into that tabletop pose. And then as you're ready, step your left foot forward. And then come into that low lunge. And again, either reaching your arms up or resting them on your thigh. Take some breaths. On your next exhale, bring your hands down to the ground, the floor. Then keeping that front heel planted, just rock back, straighten that leg. Pull your toes towards your body, flex your foot. So half split pose, take some breaths. And slowly bring that foot forward. And then again, bring your hands to the inside of that forward foot. And then just bring that foot over so that your knee is stacked over that ankle. And if it feels okay to, just begin to let that knee open up. And just let your body feel what it feels. Don't push yourself. And then if it would work for you, just begin to bend your elbows. And then coming on to your forearms. If that works for you, take some breaths. Slowly bring yourself back onto your hands. Bring that knee up. And tuck that leg behind you. Bring your knees wider than knee width or hip width apart. And then just push yourself back into that child's pose again. If it works, bringing your forehead to the floor. Maybe bringing your arms down by your sides. Take some breaths. And as you're ready, bring yourself back into that tabletop position. And once more, we'll curl our toes under, push up into downward facing dog. And then slowly walk your hands back towards your feet, coming into that forward fold. Take some breaths here. You may feel like you can fold a little bit further now that you've warmed up. Take some breaths, move around. And as you're ready, on an inhale, just again, slowly draw your hands up your legs, coming up to standing. Roll your shoulders back. And then bring your feet out to the width of your mat. So if I were doing this, I'd be facing this way, the long way on my mat, but I want to face you. So this feels about right. And so we'll go into a yogi squat. So in a yogi squat, you'll keep the whole sole of your foot on your mat or on the floor, on the ground. Take an inhale up. Bring your hands to heart center. And then just begin to bring yourself down to where your squat takes you. And if you're up here, that's all right. I was up there once too. So just take it where your body lets you take it. take some breaths. And then as you're ready, just whatever way feels the best to you, bring yourself down onto your bottom. And we'll take one boat pose. And so in boat pose, you'll bend your knees, bring your feet onto the mat, bring your hands behind you, fingers facing forward. Then you're gonna lean back and then float your legs up. So feel your core engage here. And if it works for you, you can release your arms. Take some breaths. Release your feet back onto the mat. Just do some mini cats and cows. Inhale, push your belly forward. Exhale, push your back out. And then whatever way works the best for you, place your hands on the backs of your thighs and bring yourself all the way down to your mat. And then go ahead and bring your knees into your chest, maybe rocking back and forth a little bit. Giving yourself a little massage, or maybe drawing some circles with your knees. And if you circle one way, go ahead and circle the opposite. Bring your feet onto the mat, and then bring your right ankle onto your left knee. Now this may be a good enough stretch for you. This is pigeon. But if it works for you, go ahead and float that bottom leg and reach through the keyhole. Bring your hands together and interlace your fingers, and maybe pull that leg forward a little bit, giving yourself a bigger stretch in the hip. Take some breaths. And release your feet back to the mat with your knees bent. And as you're ready, bring your left ankle onto your right knee. Float that right leg up if that works for you. Take some breaths. And release back to the mat. Then reach your arms out into a T. Take an inhale, and as you exhale, let your knees drift to the right. So keeping both shoulders on the earth. And if it works for you, gaze down that left arm. So coming into a full spinal twist. Take some breaths. Inhale, bring your knees back to center. And then as you exhale, let your knees drop to the left. And if it works for your neck, gaze down that right arm. Again, shoulders should make contact with the earth. inhale, bring your knees back to center. Lengthen your legs down the center of your mat. Reach your arms back. And on a deep inhale, take a full body stretch. And as you exhale, sigh your breath out. Again, feel your body totally relax. And so we've come to our final resting pose, Shavasana. And so just make yourself comfortable. Shavasana, literally translated, means corpse pose. So just relax, feel the support of the earth underneath your body. Just let your feet fall open and feel the support under your head. Close your eyes. Relax your eyelids. Relax your jaw. Let your tongue fall to the bottom of your mouth. Relax your throat. Let your shoulders melt back toward the earth. Relax your elbows. Relax your wrists and all of your fingers. So relax your chest. Soften your belly. Relax your hips. Relax your knees. Relax your ankles. And grow roots under your heels. Relax your toes. And just breathe. So begin to deepen your breath and bring some gentle movement to your fingers and your toes. Begin to bend your knees and roll to the side that would feel the best to you today. Take some nice breaths here. As you're ready, with your uppermost arm, push yourself up to seated and come to seated with your eyes closed and your hands at heart center. And take a moment to reflect on the intention that you set for your practice earlier. Thank you so much for sharing your practice with me today. May you be safe. May you be happy. May you be free from fear. May you be free from hate. May you hold yourself with compassion. May you be at peace. Namaste.